You call out, and this is the award that Scott was talking about earlier, you call out a lot of long-held partisan sentiments, especially when it relates to these kinds of discussions. What do you think? What do you think the sort of progressive side needs to lose, and what do you think the conservative side needs to lose in terms of thinking about this stuff, or maybe?
Right. Well, I do think that progressives, need to recognize the role of markets and private industry in building great cities, and to recognize that, in terms of things like balancing the desirability of, certain kinds of neighborhood qualities versus the desirability of just packing more people in, things like that this is really exactly what a market mechanism is good at, sort of processing the different values and different trade-offs of many millions of different people, reaching all different kinds of points on the curve. Conservatives, meanwhile, as part of the sort of culture war politics in the United States, people who are politically conservative have tended to become very hostile to cities and the kinds of people who live in cities. And I've seen a lot in Virginia, where I'm nearby and exposed to the media, a lot of sort of sense from conservatives that like the growth of apartment buildings and the idea of building commuter rail stations and things like that is this sort of assault on their way of life, and that they want to block it. Which, people want to block things, but at the same time, they integrate that desire to sort of regulate people and zone people out of their towns with a worldview that's all about free markets and all about business and all about free enterprise. And then again, I grew up in New York City, where very much in the politics of New Jersey and Connecticut, a lot of the sort of zoning in suburban areas there is about sort of keeping the wrong kind of people from being able to move to town and stopping the wrong kind of development from happening there. And, if you want to take a jaundiced view of what conservative politics is all about, you can say, well, of course that's what people are doing. But on the other hand, I do think that people, the people who you hear talking about freedom and talking about economic freedom in particular, they do mean that fairly sincerely, but ought to think a little bit more about, what does that mean, and what does that mean for your personal life, and what does it potentially mean for communities that you live in. That in a free country, it's possible that someone will build a house somewhere down the block that you don't like the looks of.